All right. So, all right, everybody roll out your mat if you haven't already. And if you need to have some water or something, or at the end, we're going to do Shavasana. So, if you want a blanket, if you get cold during that pose. And I'm taking off my socks because I like to practice without my socks, but whatever you want to do. So, we're going to come down onto our mat once you have it rolled out, and we're going to come into child's pose. So for child's pose, we're either going to keep the knees together and the sits bones on tops of the heels, and then we can extend the arms out, forehead to the mat, or we can walk the arms alongside the body, coming onto the tops of the hands. Or if you want to kind of stretch through your hips, you can bring your knees as wide as your mat, big toes to touch, and then extending the arms out, forehead down to the mat. All right, so we're just getting started. We're coming into child's pose. Okay. All right, Chastity, I'm going to turn off your video, if that's okay. Okay. So rolling out your mat, coming down into child's pose. Either taking the knees as wide as your mat or bringing the knees together. And then just start to tune into your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in and breathing out. Maybe walking your arms and hands forward a little more, stretching. And just making sure that your fingertips are spread here. Maybe the knuckles lift off of the mat. And in child's pose, we're really going to try to let go of all the tension that we have. Just really try to think about melting your body into the mat, letting everything go. And just focusing on the pose and on your breath. And just feeling how this pose feels for you in the present moment. And throughout the yoga practice, if you ever need to come into a pose, if something doesn't feel right, you can always come to child's pose. It's a really good pose to just kind of take a break in. And throughout the practice, we also want to be aware of how our bodies are feeling, and we don't want to push ourselves. So just continue to focus on your breath for a few more breaths. Breathing in through the nose. And exhaling, we're going to walk our hands over to the right side of the mat. The left hand is going to come on top of the right. We're stretching through the left side body. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're going to come back to center. And exhale, let's walk those hands over to the left side of the mat so that the right hand comes on top of the left. And just feeling that stretch through the right side body this time. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. And on an inhale, we're going to come back to center. And just take a few more breaths in child's pose before we come up. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. And on an inhale, we're going to come up into tabletop. So we're going to have our wrists underneath our shoulders and our knees underneath our hips. We're going to have a flat back, a neutral spine. And we're just going to look at our fingertips and we're going to see, are they spread here, spread apart? And are the knuckles lifting off of the mat? And if the knuckles are lifting off, you will see kind of a white area in between your fingers. So just take a moment to set everything up, really making sure that you're pressing into the tops of the feet here. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the tailbone up, breathing in. And then exhaling, we're gonna bring the chin to the chest, tucking the tailbone down. Inhaling up into cat pose, gaze up, tailbone lifts. And then exhaling, chin to chest, cow pose, the tailbone tucks. So just breathing in and looking up, alternating these poses from cat, and then exhaling to cow. And go ahead and alternate between cat and cow for 5 breaths. And when you're ready, when you're done your 5 breaths, we're going to come back into tabletop. And then just remembering that in our yoga practice, we're going to want to link the pose to the breath. So always trying to remember both. But if this is your first time practicing yoga, or you're struggling in the pose, it's okay if you're not focusing on the breath. It can be hard. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the right arm up, gaze up. And then exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the left, and we're going to come down onto the right shoulder and bring the right facial cheekbone down to the mat. So this is called thread the needle, and we're gazing over to the left side of the mat. You can either keep your arm down, or you can bring the left arm behind your back into a half bind. And just breathing here through the stretch. Really feeling it through the shoulders. Trying to let go of any tension that might be in any areas of the body that we don't need. And if you have the arm around your back, we're going to bring it back to the mat. And on an inhale, we're going to lift back up into tabletop. So if you want, you can take a quick cat-cow here, or we can go right into the left side. So on an inhale, we're going to lift the left arm up, gaze up. And exhale, we're going to thread it underneath the right, coming onto the left shoulder. Bringing the left facial cheek down to the mat and gazing over to the right side. And like the last time, we can bring the right arm behind our back into a half bind. And just gaze over to the right side of your mat and breathing through this stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you have the arm around back, we're going to bring it back to the mat. We're going to inhale, lifting up, back into tabletop. So if you want, you can take another cat-cow here. For cat, we're going to inhale, lift the tailbone, gaze up. And then cow, we're going to exhale, chin to chest, the tailbone tucks. So then coming back into tabletop. So from tabletop, we're going to do some hip circles. So we're just going to breathe in and rock our hips in a circular motion. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then we're going to take it in the opposite direction. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into our tabletop. And we're going to do a leg arm bounce here. So it's really up to you what you want to do. If you can just lift the leg up in the back and that's enough to keep you sparked up, you can do that. Or you can come down into child's pose if you don't want to do this part. But when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lifting the right leg up. And then inhale, we're going to extend that left arm out. And just gaze forward, feeling this bounce. And it's okay if you're shaking or falling over. That's normal. And then exhale, we're going to bring that left hand back to the mat. Return the right leg down. And then we're going to take it on the other side. So we're going to inhale that left leg back, flexing through the foot. And then we're going to extend the right arm out. Just gazing forward. And feeling all of the movements in the body that need to keep us holding this pose. On an exhale, we're going to bring the right hand back to the mat and the left leg down. And then when you're ready, we're either going to come up to downward facing dog or we're going to come to puppy pose. So for puppy pose, we basically extend the arms out here. We keep the hips lifted and the forehead can come down to the mat. And for downward facing dog, we would plant the hands down, tuck the toes, lift the hips, bring the chest back towards the thighs. And for downward facing dog, we would have our feet at about hip distance apart. And just remember to spread through the fingertips so that the knuckles are lifting off the mat. And if you're in down dog, you can start by walking out your dog if that feels good. By bending into one knee, straightening the other, and then doing the opposite. So just following your breath here, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And from downward facing dog, we're gonna look at the tops of our hands, breathing in, and then exhaling. You can walk your hands up, your feet up to your hands rather, not your hands to your feet. And from puppy pose, just come to a ragdoll position. So for ragdoll, we're gonna have our feet about 1 fist distance apart. So in between our feet is the size of our fist. And we're gonna bend generously through the knees and hinge forward from the hips. So just really letting all the tension from the hips up, so our upper body. We're just gonna let that tension go. So bringing that chin in towards the chest. Maybe shaking the head yes, nodding the head no. Just releasing that tension in the neck. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, coming back to center, and releasing those hands down. On an inhale, we're going to start to rise up, just slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just lifting up until your head is the last thing to rise. So coming into Samasthiti, equal standing. On an inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, gaze up, extended mountain pose. And then exhale, we're going to bring the palms to heart center. So coming into our first mountain of the day. So for this pose, you can either keep your feet where they are, you can walk them together so that the feet are touching. And in mountain pose, we're going to want to really ground ourselves through the feet. We have a little micro bend through the knees. We're going to tuck the tailbone down and in. And then we're going to zip up through the core. So we're going to draw our belly button in and up, engaging the abdominal muscles. We're going to relax the shoulders down and back. And then just gazing forward, not really gazing at anything specifically. I invite you to close your eyes here and think about setting an intention for your practice. Basically, an intention is what you want to get out of your practice and what the practice might mean to you today. And the purpose of an intention is to just think about wanting to do something, and maybe what you want isn't what you're going to get, and that's okay. They're not expectations, but they're intentions. So it can be a statement such as, I am, like I am strong, I am happy, I am calm, I'm at peace with myself. Whatever your intention might be, just consider that. Be something that I'm proud that I showed up today and that I'm practicing yoga. It can really be anything that you want it to be. And when you're ready, if you have your eyes closed, just begin to flutter them open, gazing forward. And then inhaling, we're going to bring the arms up and overhead, gaze up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding again. And then inhaling, we're going to rise back up into our mountain pose. And then we're going to keep the right foot planted and we're going to step back the left foot. We're going to come down into a low lunge. So for our lunge, we're going to have a 90-degree angle through the right foot. And then we're just keeping the heel lifted in the back. If this is difficult or you just need a break today, you can bring the left knee down to the mat. It's really whatever you want to gain out of your practice. So just gazing forward in your low lunge, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring that left knee down to the mat if it's not already. And then we're going to start to straighten the right leg. So it shouldn't be completely straightened. You should still have a micro bend in it or as much of a bend as you need. And then we're going to start to flex the right foot. So just keeping the foot active. And we're just going to stretch here, feeling it through the hamstring. And you can just keep the shoulders away from the ears here, trying to keep a neutral spine in a way, not folding over it yet. If you want, you can walk the hands forward a little more. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend down, bring the nose towards the knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, rising back up. We're going to seal that right foot back down. We're going to come back into a lunge position. So again, for the lunge, we're going to have a right angle through the front right leg. And you can keep the knee on the ground, or you can lift it up, whatever you want to do here. So we're just going to come into a twist in our lunge. So we're going to plant the left palm on the mat. We're going to inhale, bring the right arm up, gazing up at the hand. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to plant the palm and then we're going to step back into downward facing dog or to puppy pose. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, look at the palms, and then step or jump up to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then rise up, coming into extended mountain pose. And then exhaling back down into mountain pose. So then we're going to take it on the left side. So on an inhale, we're going to step the right foot back. So we're going to keep the left foot planted here, coming into our low lunge. So again, for this lunge, we're going to want to have a 90-degree angle through the front leg. And you can keep the knee lifted or you can bring it to the mat, whatever's best for you. And just gazing at the top of your mat, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you have the knee lifted, we're just going to bring it down to the mat, coming into our hamstring stretch. So we're going to start to straighten the left leg this time, again, keeping a little micro bend through the knee. And then just start to fold forward into this stretch. And flexing the foot just to engage the muscle a little bit more. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the nose And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. And if you want, you can start to fold over towards your knee. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose. And breathing out through the nose. And on an inhale, we're going to lift back up and we're going to plant that left foot back down, coming into the low lunge. And again, you can lift up that knee or you can keep it planted. And then we're going to plant the right palm on the mat and inhale. We're going to lift that left arm up towards the sky, gazing up at the hand. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to plant the palm down. We're going to step back, coming into puppy pose or downward facing dog. So just take a few breaths here to reset. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, if you're in downward facing dog, let's look at those hands. We're going to step or jump forward. And then from puppy pose, just coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to come up to extended mountain pose. So bring those arms up and overhead, gaze up. And then exhale, we're going to bring those arms down, coming into mountain pose. So gazing forward, dropping the shoulders down and back. And we're going to start by doing hand to knee pose or hand to big toe pose. So either if you're a knee taker, you'll do that, or if you're a toe taker, you'll do that. So we're going to breathe in. We can lift the knee up parallel to the mat, to hip height. And if you can grab that big toe and straighten your leg, you're welcome to do that, or just keeping it with the knee. And on an inhale, we're going to lift up the left arm towards the sky. And on an exhale, we're going to walk that left leg over to the, or the right leg over to the right, sorry, and the left arm over to the left. And just gazing over to your left side, towards your left hand, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're going to bring everything back to center. And we're going to take the left hand to the right knee. We're going to bring that right arm back behind us. We're going to turn over to our right. Just doing a counter twist here. Just trying to gaze towards your back hand. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're walking it back to center. And then we're going to release it down and shake through the legs here. Just kind of working it out. Then we're going to take it on the left side. So we're going to bring our weight into our right standing leg. We're going to inhale, bring the left leg parallel to the mat, bending through the leg. So you can either grab your knee or you can grab your big toe and extend the leg. And once you feel like you have your bounce steady, we're going to inhale the right arm up. And then exhale, we're going to walk that left leg over to the left and bring the right arm over to the right. Gazing to the right here. Breathing in And breathing out. Just focusing on your right hand. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're going to bring it back to center. We're going to take the right hand to the left knee, and we're going to twist over towards the left. Just bring that left arm back behind you. And just breathing on this side, maybe twisting a little further. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we'll bring it back to center, and then we're going to release. So again, you kind of bend through the knees, shake them out. And then we're going to come into tree pose. So we're going to take it on the right side first. So we're going to start to bring our weight into our left standing leg, a little micro bend through that knee. And then you can either kickstand your right foot on the mat, you can bring it to your ankle, or you can bring it to your right inner thigh. So once you have that set up, just try to gain your balance and focus on a drishti, so a gaze point that's not moving, that you can just focus on. And inhale your palms to heart center. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. Inhale, when you're ready, you can grow your branches into any arm variation. You can bring the arms overhead of you, the hands together. Come to goalpost or goddess arms or steeple. Or you can bring the arms behind you, grabbing opposite elbows or coming into reverse prayer. So whatever is speaking to you in this moment, take that. Breathing in and breathing out, relax the shoulders down. Breathing in and breathing out. And it's okay if you fall. We all fall down sometimes, and it's just up to us to get back up and keep trying. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, we're going to bring the palms back to heart center. And exhale, we're going to release down. So again, we can shake out the legs if that feels good to you. And then when you're ready, we're going to take it on the left-hand side. So we're going to bring our weight into our right standing leg, so a little micro bend through that knee. And then we can kickstand the foot on the ground, so either keeping it planted here, or bringing it to the ankle, or bringing it above the knee to our left or right inner thigh this time. You always don't want to put it on your knee because that causes a lot of pressure and that can injure it. So once you feel like you have your balance, we're going to inhale the palms to heart center and find a drishti point, a gaze point that isn't moving. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up, coming into any variation, any arm variation that suits you. Breathing in and breathing out, drop the shoulders down and back. Breathing in and breathing out. And as I said, if you fall, that's okay. You just get back up. Breathing in and breathing out. On an inhale, the palms come back to heart center. And exhale, we're going to release it down. So you can shake out the legs here. All right, so then we're going to come down onto our mats, and we're going to come into a pose that is called Camel. So we're going to come onto the tops of our calves here. So coming onto our knees. And we're going to have our feet about hip distance apart from the legs. And we're just going to start by standing tall and looking forward. This pose can be a little tricky, especially if you have low back pain. So if that's the case, I say just take it really slow, or you can come into child's pose or any other pose that is helpful for you. So we're gonna start by bringing our hands to our low back, and then we're gonna walk those elbows in towards the midline. We're gonna gaze forward, and then we can start to bring our gaze up and start bending back. Breathing in and breathing out. And if you want to take it further, you can start to grab onto a heel. You can grab onto one heel. Maybe you can grab onto both, or maybe you just alternate. So whatever's best for you, just continue to breathe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On an inhale, we're going to lift back up, and then we're going to come onto our stomachs. We're going to extend out. So we're going to come down to the mat, and I'm going to move this so that you can see me better here. So we're going to come down to the mat, and we're going to rest one of our cheeks on it. Just taking a moment, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the chin to center. We're going to inhale, we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, and we're going to come up to a little cobra. So on an inhale, we're just going to start to lift up through our chest. And we're not pushing ourselves up, we're just lifting ourselves up with the abdominal muscles. And then exhale, we're going to come back down to the mat. We're going to take the opposite cheek down and just rest here for a moment. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. On an inhale, we're going to bring the chin back to center. And then we're going to bring our elbows in line with our chest. And on an inhale, we're going to lift up. And we're going to come into Sphinx. So just planting your palms into the mat. Basically having your elbows underneath your shoulders here. And just gazing forward. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then we're going to do a little neck stretch here. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out. We're going to gaze over to the right side of the mat. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're going to come back to center. And exhale, we're going to turn our neck over to the left side. So gazing to the left, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And on an inhale, we're going to come back to center. And then we're going to take it down, coming on to the opposite cheek. Just take a moment to breathe. Maybe just feel how your body is right now, how it's feeling physically, mentally. And on an inhale, we're going to come back up and we're going to flip onto our backs. So we're going to extend out here. Just coming onto your back, and we're going to bend through the knees. We're going to plant the feet on the mat, and then we're going to take our arms out into a T. We're going to bring one arm out to the right and one out to the left, and then we're going to alternate. We're going to bring our knees over towards the right side of the mat, gazing to the left, and then as the knees come over towards the left, we're going to gaze towards the right. Breathing in, knees go to the right, and then neck goes to the left. And breathing out, bring those knees over towards the left, gazing over towards the right. Just following your breath and following the poses, matching the breath to the pose. And on an inhale, we're going to come back to center. So just keeping the feet planted on the mat. Then we're going to bring the arms alongside our body. And then just check, can you reach the back of your heels? And if not, we're going to bring the feet a little bit closer. And we're going to set up for bridge pose. So for bridge, we're going to want the feet to be about hip distance apart. And you can either stay in this position if bridge is a bit intense for you, or if you can, we're going to start to lift through the hips. So you can really just stay here, or you can start to lift the hips up even more. You can keep the palms planted on the mat, or you can clasp the hands and bring the shoulders really underneath your body, drawing the shoulder blades together. And then just breathing in and breathing out. Really trying to keep the legs in line here. Kind of feeling like you're squeezing a block in between. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to release down to the mat. And then we're going to come into a reclined butterfly. So we're going to bring the feet to touch, bring the soles to touch here. And you can bring the palms out, keep them on the mat. You can bring one palm to your heart and one palm to your stomach. Just taking a few breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. 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 And on an inhale, we're going to start to bring our knees back into the midline. And then you can inhale your knees to your chest. Just giving yourself a little hug here. Maybe lifting your head up towards your knees. In this pose, we can come into happy baby. So for happy baby, we would take the legs out towards the sides, bending through the knees, and then just grabbing the inside of the foot. And just breathing here. Maybe rocking side to side, or front and back. whatever feels right for you. And if happy baby isn't your thing, you can go back to the knees into your chest or some other pose. And when you're ready, we're going to release out of the happy baby, and we're going to come into Shavasana. So we're going to extend the legs out and everything out onto the mat. So we're going to bring the right foot to the right corner of the mat and the left foot to the left corner. And we're just going to start to release everything down. Just setting up for mindful resting. Starting to tune in with your breath. Thinking about the inhale and thinking about the exhale. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just trying to focus on your breath and take a break from all the other thoughts you've been having during your day. Our mind tends to think a lot about things. Some things are important, some things are not so important. Some things are really random and really weird, and you're just like, where did that come from? But it's okay. Everything is just a thought, and your thoughts do not define you. Just continuing to breathe. And then start to bring some attention and awareness into your body. Just feeling if there's any spot that you're maybe holding on to some tension. Really common areas include the neck, and the shoulders, and the face, with the jaw, and the brows. So just checking in with those areas first and seeing if maybe there's something going on there. And if you acknowledge something, just trying to soften out. And once you've checked those areas, just do a little quick body scan, scanning each area of the body. Maybe detecting if there's some tension in the body. Just taking note of that and trying to ease out of it. If it's possible to soften it, that's great. And if not, we're just going to try to send some loving kindness to that area and try to direct our breath there. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if your thoughts start to wander and go to any other space, just you can try to bring it back by coming back to the breath or an area of the body that's helpful. Different area of the body could be staying grounded through the feet or maybe through the hands. Maybe focusing on the belly or the chest. So just take several breaths, several moments in Shavasana, in this mindful resting pose. Again, if your thoughts start to wander, just drawing them back in with your breath or your body. Continuing to breathe and just be. Take a few more breaths in Shavasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And now we're going to start to bring some movement into our bodies. So we're just going to slowly wiggle through the toes, through the fingertips. Maybe bringing the neck and the head over to one side of the mat and then to the other. When you're ready, we can roll onto our right or left side. Just coming to rest here for a moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. On an inhale, we're going to lift up. And we're going to come to a comfortable seat. So whichever seat is best for you. And in our seated posture, we're going to make sure that we have a neutral spine. So we're going to keep the head above the heart over the pelvis. Breathing in and breathing out. Drop the shoulders down and back. Breathing in and breathing out. You can either keep the eyes open and just focus on the gaze point, or you can close the eyes. On an inhale, we're going to bring the palms to heart center, to our sternum. And we're just going to take a moment of gratitude for today and for our lives. Take a moment to be grateful for your body. A moment to be grateful for your brain. A moment to be grateful for those of us around us who care for us and love us. And then just take a moment to send some loving energy out to someone of your choice. Be someone that you know, or someone that you don't know. Be an individual, or it could be a group of people. Given all the events that have been happening, I think it's really important to think about what's happening and send good wishes and loving energy out to everyone right now. Just take a moment to ponder this. And on an inhale, we're going to bring the palms up to our third eye in between our brows. And we're going to open up through the palms to let the light in. The divine and light in me recognizes the divine and light in each and every one of you. I thank you so, so much for practicing with me today. And I wish you great health, great fortune, and happiness. We bow together. Namaste. All right, we are done for the day. I'm gonna unmute everyone. And if you want to turn your cameras on or anything, you're welcome to do that. So how was it for everyone?
It was good. Thanks for having it.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you're able to make it. How about you, Claire?
Good.
Good. Good. Do you guys have any feedback?
I think the hour worked really well for the
Okay.
time frame.
Yeah, the timing. That's good. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I was doing it shorter just because so many people were asking for a shorter practice. But I do like doing the hour because I feel like you can fit in so much more stuff and it doesn't have to feel rushed. I think the 30 minutes can be like that, at least for me. That's just me.
I agree.
Yeah. Louise, how was it? Hello? I don't think he's listening. I'll just talk to him later. All right, well, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and look forward to practicing with you guys soon. Next weekend, I'm on vacation, but I'm pretty sure the following weekend, I'll be doing another 1 o'clock. So I'll just keep everyone updated on Facebook.
Sounds good. Have a good vacation.
Oh, thank you. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.